back to Mr. Obsolete's Vintage Homesteading. Today our exciting video is going to be about drying fruit and dehydrating. Here we have our vintage dehydrator. It's all wood, it's made. Uses incandescent bulbs to produce the heat. Works really good as long as the weather's fairly warm. It's about 60 degrees, supposed to get up to about 75 today. Here's the trays that come out. It works really nice. You get quite a few chambers. What you do is you put the fruit in, or whatever you're drying, and every 12 hours you just change the positions because the more heat at the bottom comes up. It has a switch here, you can turn it on and off. But the clear incandescent bulbs like this put out a lot of heat. Works really well. We've done quite a bit of stuff with it. So we'll see out when we're processing the fruit. Well, we're ready to process some of our fruit. Today we have these plums we got at the local garden place, and they're organic supposedly, but I always wash them in a solution of vinegar and water. That way it'll kill any bacteria and stuff on them, but it also removes any pesticides if they actually have them. So what we'll do is put those in the colander here. Give them a good rinse. Since they're fairly large, we're going to cut them in half and then quarter them. Get the pit out of them. Really nice stuff here. I might have cut them smaller here, I think. Remove any little bad spots like that. And we'll take one of our trays, set them with the soft side up, space them about 1.5 inches apart. And we'll come back when we get some more ready. Okay, well, we're back, getting ready to process some Rainier cherries. We've had them soaking in the vinegar water and rinsed them so they're ready to go. What we're going to use to pit them is this antique cherry pitter. It works really good. It has a little rod that moves up, and there's a set of teeth right here. Push the pit out, and it has an adjustable piece in here for different types of fruits. And this moves up and down like that. On the other side here so you can see it, how it works. So we get on the table and start processing. First we remove the stems. This under here to catch the pits, stems in. I find it works best if you put the top up. Place it in here. Push it down. Let it off there. Okay, take the stems off first. Take the cherries, put the stem side up, turn the rod so it's up, put the cherry in there, turn the rod down, pushes the pit right out, take the cherry out here. Just pushes it right out, leaves a nice little split in it, and you just split them in half like that, and then we can set them right on the tray to dry them. Make some nice fruit. Well, we'll run some more through here. See, it just pushes the pits out, doesn't take any of the meat or the fruit out with it. Works really efficiently. This was probably made back in the 30s. It worked pretty darn good. So we'll process some more and get them ready to put on the tray and put them in the dryer. Okay, we're on our last tray of cherries. You can see how nicely they come out. That cherry pitter really does a nice job. It takes virtually all the flesh stays in the cherry and stuff really nice. Does an excellent job. And the other thing I like about it is cleanup. We're done. One of the features of it, you can see it on the camera, this little spike here has 3 ears on it, and it has a curved centerpiece that fits around the pit, and then the teeth are sharpened on the inside. And as it goes down, it slices through the cherry, hits the pit, and then pushes it out, and on the return it pulls the cherry up, and you take the cherry out. So remember, vintage is always better. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit more about our cherry pitter here. Some interesting things I found out about it. What we were doing before, taking each individual cherry and pitting it and starting at the top so we'd have a consistent size so we could cut it in half and put it in the dryer. But one thing I found on this, it's a slow process, has this little gauge here for the size of the cherry and stuff, and so when you put it on the table here, if you're just going to do one at a time, you just put it in and go ahead and take out the pit. You can actually, if you want to do a quicker process and you're not using it for the drying, you can just put one in and much quicker. Get that little rascal out of there. And the importance of this gauge is that when you're using cherries of different sizes, and small ones that would roll in easily and stuff, sometimes they wouldn't knock the pit out of them. So that gauge is to have the consistency so that every one you're doing is be pitted really quickly and easily. So just put some more on here and fill up the tray. Just go through them. It lifts it up, makes it easier to take off. Wash that one before we run it through. But this is kind of interesting that somebody had the forethought to figure this stuff out before computers and actually had to use their brains. So they have a whole team of engineers trying to figure it out. One person could figure it out. That's why vintage is better. And there we are. Okay, we're ready to put these into the dehydrator. Let's slide that in carefully. And we've got cherries on the top and plums on the bottom. It's already starting to dry really nicely. You can see this works really well. The only thing you can't do is control the temperature, but it really works pretty slick. So we'll come back 12 hours and see how they're doing. Well, we're back 24 hours later, so we see how our dehydrator is working here. Plums are coming along nicely. They're almost done. Probably leave them in for a little longer. cherries are taking a little longer, but they're coming along pretty good. We'll probably do another 12 hours on those. The only thing on this dehydrator that is unusual is that there's no temperature control, and last night it was fairly cool, so it slowed down the process, but it still works pretty darn good. And here's some other stuff that's coming out. Got our first garlics coming out. Some of them were volunteer ones, the small ones, and the larger ones, the ones we planted, but just about ready to start harvesting the rest of those pretty soon too. So, best to have your own fresh stuff. So, we'll see you on the next video.